Heijin stood in the observation deck, her eyes fixed on the glowing screen that displayed the comet approaching Earth. She had been working at the Space Monitoring Center for 3 years, but nothing had prepared her for this moment. The comet moved differently from anything they had seen before. It slowed down, then turned slightly, as if it knew it was being watched. "Heijin, come look at this," called G1 from the communication lab. He pointed at the readings on his console. "Its trajectory isn't random. It seems to be adjusting itself." Heijin rushed over. The numbers on G1's screen showed an intelligent pattern. The comet was alive in some way, thinking and reacting. Her heart raced. Humanity had detected comets before, but never one that seemed aware of them. The team in the monitoring center was tense. Government officials had already been notified. Military personnel surrounded the base, ready to take action if needed. Some of them saw the comet as a threat, a danger that must be neutralized. Others, like Heijin and G1, were fascinated and afraid at the same time. As they watched, the comet emitted a strange light. At first, it was just a bright flash, but soon it formed patterns that looked like symbols. G1 quickly began translating the signals, his fingers flying over the keyboard. It's trying to communicate," he said, voice shaking. "It's asking for help." Heijin could hardly believe it. A comet, alive and intelligent, asking for help? The thought was overwhelming, almost unbelievable. "But why us?" she whispered. "Why is it asking for humans?" G1 shook his head. "I don't know. Maybe it senses something in us. Maybe it knows we can help." They weren't alone. Other scientists, like Sun Wu, an expert in extraterrestrial biology, and Bo-Ra, a linguist and AI specialist, joined the team. Each of them stared at the comet, trying to understand the messages it sent. "We need to calm everyone down," Sun Wu said. "Panic could lead to mistakes. If the governments react too quickly, they could destroy it." Bo-Ra nodded. "We have to show them that it isn't hostile. It's asking for help. We need to communicate that clearly." The comet's message became clearer. A holographic projection formed above the screen, shimmering in the air. It was faint, almost ghostly, but they could see a shape, a bright, glowing form, moving with a strange, fluid motion. "Do not run," the projection seemed to say. "I need your help." Heijin felt a chill. The message was direct, urgent, and somehow she could feel the comet's fear. She took a deep breath and turned to G1. "We have to try. We have to help it." G1 nodded. "We will. But first, we need to understand it. We need to know what it wants and how to communicate." They set up a communication interface using the lab's equipment. The comet's energy pulses were converted into visual patterns and sound signals. Bo-Ra worked quickly, analyzing the sequence of the pulses, while Sun Wu studied the comet's energy signature. Heijin monitored the comet's movement, noting its reactions to their signals. Hours passed. The team worked tirelessly, ignoring their exhaustion. Slowly, a basic understanding began to form. The comet was sentient. It had awareness, thoughts, and emotions. And it was in danger. "It's dying," Sun Wu said quietly, almost to himself. "It needs a rare element to survive, something that can only be found on Earth." Heijin felt a surge of determination. "Then we have to help it. We can't just watch it die." G1 agreed. "We'll find a way. We have to." Outside the monitoring center, the comet glowed brighter. People on Earth could see it in the night sky, a dazzling, moving star. Some were afraid, some were curious, but all were watching. News channels broadcast live images of the comet, calling it everything from a celestial visitor to a harbinger of doom. Despite the fear and uncertainty, the team continued their work. Heijin and G1 coordinated with other scientists worldwide, sharing data and strategies. They needed to act quickly. If governments decided to attack the comet, it might be too late. As the night wore on, the comet's projections became more detailed. They could see the shape of its core, glowing with energy, and feel the intensity of its emotions. It wasn't just asking for help, it was pleading. "We can't fail," Heijin said softly. "This is more than a scientific discovery. It's life. We have to protect it." Ji-won placed a hand on her shoulder. "And we will. Together. Humanity can do this. We can show it that we are capable of kindness." In that moment, Heijin realized that fear was not the answer. Curiosity, courage, and empathy were what mattered. The comet had reached out to them because it saw something in humanity that others had ignored: the ability to care, to act, to help. Outside, the comet moved closer, as if acknowledging their decision. Its light flickered in patterns that Heijin interpreted as gratitude. The first step had been taken. Humanity had made contact, and for the first time, they understood that not all cosmic visitors were threats. Some were friends, seeking help in a vast, lonely universe. Heijin and Ji-won stayed at their stations through the night, watching, listening, learning. The comet story was just beginning, and so was theirs. They were ready to face the challenges ahead, driven by hope and the belief that humanity could rise to the occasion. The night sky glowed with the comet's brilliance, a silent promise that even in the face of the unknown, courage and compassion could light the way. And somewhere in the distance, the comet seemed to whisper again, "Do not run. Help me." Heijin and Ji-won worked tirelessly to understand the comet. Each day, they spent hours decoding its signals, which flickered like starlight on their screens. The comet's communication was complex but not hostile. It conveyed patterns of color and light that seemed to express emotion and intention. Sunwoo observed the comet's energy patterns carefully. He noticed fluctuations that resembled a heartbeat, and the team began to understand that it was alive in a very real sense. Bo-Ra, with her knowledge of languages and AI, developed a translation algorithm that could turn the comet's pulses into basic phrases. "It's not just asking for help," Bo-Ra said one morning. "It is afraid. It knows it might not survive unless we intervene." Heijin felt a pang of empathy. She had studied space phenomena for years, but nothing had prepared her for this. The comet's fear was palpable, even through the machines and lights. Meanwhile, debates raged across the world. News outlets reported on the comet, calling it a threat to national security. Some governments demanded that it be destroyed. Military satellites tracked it closely, prepared to fire at any sudden movement. Others argued for patience and study, insisting the comet was intelligent and needed protection. "We need to convince them," Heijin said to Ji-won. "If we don't, they might act before we can help." Ji-won nodded. "I'm working on sending a signal to all space agencies. We must show them the comet's intelligence. If they understand, maybe they will hold back." The comet responded to their work. Its light flickered brighter and formed new patterns that the team quickly translated. "Trust. I am not a threat. Help me." Sunwoo studied the comet's core, which glowed with vibrant energy. He had never seen anything like it. "It's alive in a way we can barely comprehend," he said. "Its energy is decaying. That's why it is reaching out. It needs a rare element to stabilize itself. Something only on Earth." Bo-Ra worked day and night to refine the translation algorithm. The comet's messages became clearer. It was aware of the danger Earth posed if it was misunderstood. It warned the team about the fear-driven responses of humans. Heijin realized the comet had a deep understanding of human behavior. "It knows us," she whispered. "It knows what we might do, and it is asking us to rise above our fear." The team continued communicating with the comet, learning more about its needs. They discovered it required an element called xerium, a rare mineral found only in small amounts on Earth, mostly in remote areas. Extracting it safely would be a challenge, and delivering it to the comet even more so. "We need a plan," G1 said. "Something that keeps the comet safe and shows humanity at its best." Heijin gathered the team. "We can't fail. This is bigger than science. It's about life and trust. If we help it, we show the universe who we are." They began designing a mission to deliver the Xerium. Scientists across the world contributed their knowledge. Engineers created devices to safely extract and transport the mineral. G1 worked on a propulsion system that could guide the comet safely while carrying the element. At night, the comet's light could be seen glowing over cities. People stared at it in awe, many sensing its intelligence even without understanding it. Heijin and G1 continued their work, aware that every day brought the threat of human misunderstanding closer. The team faced many obstacles. Some governments refused to cooperate, viewing the comet as a potential weapon. They demanded it be neutralized, creating tense standoffs in space agencies worldwide. Sun Wu feared that any delay could endanger the comet's life. Bo-Ra reminded them to focus. "We cannot control everyone's fear. We can only control our actions. If we act with clarity and courage, maybe others will follow." As the mission took shape, Heijin and G1 learned more about the comet's nature. It was ancient, traveling across the galaxy for millennia. It had seen civilizations rise and fall, and now it had reached out to humanity, trusting them to act with compassion. One evening, the comet's patterns shimmered in rapid succession, forming a message that made the team pause. "Thank you. I sense your courage. Please hurry. Time is short." The urgency weighed heavily on them. Every delay could be fatal, yet hasty decisions could be worse. Heijin stayed up late into the night, planning each step. G1 designed communication links to ensure the comet remained calm and informed. Sun Wu and Bo-Ra worked on predicting the comet's movements, ensuring that the delivery of Xerium would be precise. They simulated countless scenarios, balancing risk with safety. Finally, the team felt ready. They had learned to understand the comet, to trust its intelligence, and to act decisively. The first phase of communication was complete. Humanity had established contact, understood the plea for help, and prepared to act. Heijin gazed at the comet through the observation window. Its glow pulsed gently, as if acknowledging their readiness. She whispered, "We will not let you down." The comet's light flickered in response, almost like a nod. The world had begun to see a new side of humanity, not just fear and suspicion, but courage, empathy, and cooperation. As preparations continued, Heijin felt hope for the first time in a long while. This was not just a scientific mission. It was a test of humanity's character, a chance to rise to the occasion and show that they were capable of great kindness. Outside, the night sky shone with the comet's brilliance. People watched from their homes, unaware of the details but sensing the significance. Humanity was about to take its first true step into a larger universe, guided by courage, compassion, and the plea of a sentient comet that had chosen them as allies. Heijin and G1 gathered their team early in the morning. The plan to help the comet was ready. They had worked for days, coordinating with scientists and engineers around the world. Every detail had to be perfect. Any mistake could endanger the comet, and humanity could lose a rare chance to show courage and empathy. Sun Wu examined the extraction device once more. "We need to be careful. The Xerium is volatile. If we mishandle it, it could damage the comet or our equipment." Bo-Ra nodded. "And we have to keep communication open at all times. The comet needs reassurance. If it senses danger or fear, it might panic." G1 checked the spacecraft systems. The craft would carry the Xerium to the comet and maintain a protective field around it. It was a delicate operation, balancing speed and safety. "We're ready," Heijin said, her voice calm but firm. We have to focus. Fear cannot guide us. Courage, logic, and empathy will. The team boarded the spacecraft, tension and excitement mingling in the cabin. As the engines hummed to life, Heijin glanced at G1. He gave a small nod, and she felt a surge of confidence. They had trained for this, but no training could match the reality of helping a sentient being in space. Outside, the comet glowed brightly against the darkness. Its light pulsed rhythmically, almost as if it was waiting for them. The spacecraft moved carefully toward it, guided by G1's steady hands and the support of mission control on Earth. The first challenge came quickly. A burst of cosmic radiation struck the craft, causing temporary system disruptions. Alarms blared. Heijin kept her voice steady. Stay calm. Follow protocol. We can handle this. Sunwoo adjusted the shielding. Radiation levels stabilizing. We're okay. Boare monitored the comet's signals. It's responding. Its light is flickering more intensely. It knows we are near. As they approached the comet, the team could see more details. Its core shimmered like molten crystal, glowing with an otherworldly light. Streams of energy swirled around it, reacting to the spacecraft's proximity. G1 carefully maneuvered the craft closer. The extraction device extended, reaching toward a surface crater rich in xerium. Heijin and Sunwoo worked in unison, ensuring the process would not harm the comet. Suddenly, the spacecraft shook violently. A meteor shower struck nearby. Alarms blared again, and the crew braced themselves. Hold steady, Heijin shouted. We can't let fear take control. G1 expertly adjusted the thrusters. The ship dodged the largest meteors, but debris hit the shields. Boare relayed instructions from Earth, helping them navigate the chaos. Despite the danger, the extraction succeeded. Xerium was carefully secured and prepared for transfer to the comet. The comet's glow intensified, and patterns of light radiated outward in what the team recognized as gratitude. Then came another obstacle. Military ships from a nearby nation approached, insisting the comet be neutralized. Their orders were clear: destroy the perceived threat. Heijin took a deep breath. We have to stop them. Show them the comet's intelligence. Show them it is not hostile. G1 activated a communication channel, transmitting a holographic projection of the comet. Its light shimmered in patterns that spelled out messages of trust and need. The projection spoke in pulses and colors, forming simple words: "Do not harm me. I am alive. Help me." The military ships paused, unsure. The holographic display reached their screens, and the crew could see the intelligence of the comet. Heijin held her breath, hoping logic and empathy would prevail. After tense moments, the ships withdrew, allowing the team to continue. The comet's pulses seemed to relax, almost like a sigh of relief. The final stage was delicate. The xerium had to be absorbed into the comet's core. G1 guided the device as the minerals slowly transferred. The comet's light brightened, energy flowing smoothly into its core. Heijin felt a wave of hope and relief. Sunwoo observed the comet's reactions. It's stabilizing. The energy signature is normalizing. Boare smiled. It's working. We did it. For a few minutes, they simply watched, marveling at the beauty and intelligence before them. The comet pulsed rhythmically, no longer fearful but vibrant and alive. Its light cast a gentle glow throughout the spacecraft, illuminating the crew's faces. Heijin spoke softly. You trusted us, and we did our best. You are safe now. The comet's glow intensified one last time, projecting a series of patterns that translated to, "Thank you. You have shown courage and empathy. I will not forget." The spacecraft slowly detached from the comet, maintaining a protective orbit as it prepared to return to Earth. Heijin looked at the glowing being in the distance, feeling a deep sense of connection. The mission had been dangerous, But it was a success. Humanity had faced fear and uncertainty, yet they had chosen compassion and courage. They had acted not out of self-interest, but out of a desire to help a being in need. As the team began their journey home, Heijin reflected on what they had accomplished. They had not only saved the comet but also demonstrated humanity's potential. The universe was vast and full of unknowns, yet they had risen to the occasion. Ji-won placed a hand on her shoulder. "We did more than help a comet. We showed that humanity can act with wisdom and heart." Heijin nodded. "Yes. And maybe this is just the beginning. There is so much more out there. So many beings, so many opportunities to help." The comet, now stabilized, pulsed gently in the distance, leaving a trail of brilliant light. It seemed to linger for a moment, as if saying goodbye, before accelerating into the depths of space. Heijin and her team watched in awe, feeling the significance of the encounter. In that moment, the night sky seemed brighter, filled with the promise that when humanity chooses empathy over fear, courage over panic, incredible things can happen. The comet had trusted them, and they had not failed. The first true test of human compassion in the universe had been met, and the possibilities that lay ahead felt endless. The team returned to Earth orbit after the successful transfer of Xerium, but their work was far from over. The comet had begun to stabilize, but subtle signs indicated it was still weak. Heijin and Ji-won knew that their next steps would be the most critical. Heijin studied the readings carefully. "Its energy is improving, but we need to monitor it closely. One misstep, and all our work could fail." Sunwoo adjusted the observation instruments. "The comet is responding to the mineral, but its structure is delicate. Any sudden movements could destabilize it." Boara worked on maintaining constant communication. "We have to keep it calm. If it senses danger, it could retreat or act unpredictably." The world watched nervously. Governments were still wary, and tensions ran high. Some military officials were ready to intervene, believing the comet might pose a future threat. Heijin knew they had to act quickly and wisely, balancing diplomacy with science. Suddenly, a massive space storm erupted near the comet's orbit. Electromagnetic waves surged, shaking the spacecraft. Alarms blared. The team braced themselves as lightning-like energy arcs danced across the storm. Ji-won quickly adjusted the shields. "We need to use the ship's magnetic field to stabilize the comet's orbit. If we fail, it could be pushed off course." Heijin took control of the navigation systems. Her hands flew over the controls, maintaining balance and stability. "We can do this. Stay calm and follow the plan." Sunwoo and Boara monitored the comet signals. The pulses were erratic, a sign of fear and uncertainty. Boara spoke softly. "It knows something is happening. We must reassure it. Show that we are here to help, not harm." The comet's light flashed violently, reacting to the storm. Heijin could sense its fear, even through the machines. "We won't leave you. We are right here. Trust us," she whispered. Outside, the storm raged. Space debris collided with satellites, creating obstacles. Ji-won maneuvered expertly, dodging the worst of the debris, while using the ship's shields to create a protective corridor for the comet. Suddenly, military ships appeared again, demanding the comet be neutralized. They had been tracking the mission and now saw an opportunity to act. Heijin quickly initiated a communication link, broadcasting the comet's patterns to all nearby ships. The comet projected a massive display of light, translating to words of fear and trust. "I am alive. Do not harm me. Help me." The military hesitated, unsure of what they were witnessing. Heijin seized the moment. "This is not a threat. It is sentient and in danger. We are helping it. Trust us, and it will survive." Gradually, the ships backed away, leaving the team to focus on stabilizing the comet. The storm's energy fluctuated, and Heijin guided the ship to use the magnetic fields to shield and protect the comet. It was delicate work, requiring constant adjustments and complete focus. Hours passed, with tension and effort pushing the team to their limits. The comet's energy began to stabilize. Its pulses became steady, its light a radiant glow. Sun Wu noted, "The energy patterns are normalizing. It is recovering." Boare smiled, relief visible on her face. "We did it. It's safe." The comet projected patterns of gratitude, brighter and more vibrant than ever. Heijin and Ji-1 watched in awe, realizing the magnitude of what they had accomplished. Humanity had faced fear, danger, and uncertainty, yet they had acted with courage and empathy. As the storm passed, the comet's glow illuminated the surrounding space. It radiated warmth, a living presence that had trusted humans and survived because of them. The team felt a profound sense of connection, understanding that this encounter would change their perception of life in the universe forever. Heijin spoke softly, "We've proven that we can rise to challenges. That we can act with heart, even in the face of danger." Ji-1 nodded. "And we have shown that humanity is capable of understanding and protecting life beyond Earth." Sun Wu added, "This is just the beginning. There are so many unknowns out there, but we have learned that courage and empathy can guide us." The comet seemed to respond, projecting a series of patterns that translated to, "Thank you. I will remember your courage. I will carry it across the stars." The team felt the weight and importance of the moment. They had faced danger and uncertainty, yet they had succeeded. Humanity had not only helped a sentient being, but had shown that compassion and intelligence could coexist on a grand scale. Heijin gazed at the comet one last time before it prepared to leave. Its glow shimmered, a silent promise of continued life and gratitude. Ji-1 set the spacecraft on a safe path back to Earth, knowing that their mission had changed more than just one comet. As they returned home, the team reflected on what had happened. They had faced fear, conflict, and the unknown, yet they had emerged stronger. Humanity had proven that it could act with wisdom, courage, and empathy, even in the most challenging situations. The comet slowly drifted away, leaving a brilliant trail in its wake. Its journey continued, carrying the memory of humans who had trusted it, helped it, and acted with courage. Heijin and her team watched in silence, feeling the significance of their actions and the hope it inspired for the future. In that moment, they realized that the universe was vast and full of mysteries, but humanity could rise to meet them. Compassion, intelligence, and bravery would light the way. The comet had trusted them, and they had not failed. Humanity had taken its place among the stars, guided by heart and courage, ready to face whatever lay ahead. Heijin and Ji-1 guided the spacecraft back toward Earth, the comet now safely stabilized and gradually moving on its own path through space. The crew's hearts were light, but they remained vigilant. They knew that leaving the comet safely did not mean their work was done. Outside the observation window, the comet glowed with brilliant colors, a living jewel traveling through the void. Its energy pulses were steady, vibrant, and almost joyful. Heijin could feel a connection with it that went beyond words, a silent understanding that their choices had made a real difference. Sun Wu monitored the comet's energy readings. "It is fully recovering. Its core energy is strong. It will survive," Boare added, "and it seems to be expressing gratitude. Look at the patterns of its light." The comet's light intensified, forming a radiant display that stretched across space. The patterns pulsed rhythmically, translating through their instruments as simple messages. "Thank you." Humanity showed courage and heart. "I will remember you." Heijin smiled softly, feeling pride and humility. "We did it. We helped a life form that had no one else to turn to. We've shown that humans can rise above fear." Ji-1 nodded. "And maybe this will change how we look at the universe. There's so much out there, waiting to be understood and helped." Mission Control on Earth erupted in cheers. News of the successful mission spread quickly. Humanity watched the comet in awe, marveling at its beauty and intelligence. People across the world felt a sense of pride, realizing that humans were capable of great courage and empathy. Governments re-evaluated their approach to extraterrestrial encounters. Many recognized that fear could be destructive, but understanding and collaboration could lead to astonishing achievements. Humanity had taken its first real step into the larger universe, guided by heart and wisdom. Jean and her team returned to Earth as heroes, but they were more focused on the lessons they had learned than the recognition. They had witnessed the strength of unity, the power of empathy, and the importance of acting with courage. In quiet moments, Jean reflected on the comet. She remembered its fear, its plea for help, and the trust it had placed in them. "It believed in us," she said softly, "and we did not let it down." G1 placed a hand on her shoulder. "It's more than that. We've learned that we can face the unknown and make choices guided by our best instincts. Compassion and courage can light the darkest paths." Sun Wu smiled, gazing at the sky. "And there are so many more paths out there. The universe is vast, and this is only the beginning. We have the chance to make a difference." Boare added, "Every encounter teaches us something. We will remember the comet's trust and its lesson about fear, hope, and courage." The comet slowly drifted further into space, leaving a glowing trail visible from Earth. People watched in wonder, feeling a connection with something greater than themselves. Jean and her team knew that they had witnessed a moment that would inspire generations. As the comet faded into the distance, Jean whispered, "Thank you for trusting us. We will not forget you." The team stood together, silent, each lost in thought. They had faced fear, danger, and uncertainty. They had acted with courage, intelligence, and heart. Humanity had proven itself, not through strength or weapons, but through empathy and wisdom. The comet's trail glimmered in the night sky, a symbol of hope and the promise of future encounters. It had carried with it a memory of humans who chose to act with compassion, leaving an imprint that would travel across the stars. Jean felt a sense of peace. The mission was complete, the comet was safe, and humanity had grown. They had proven that even in the vast, unknown universe, humans could rise to the occasion. G1 spoke softly, "The universe is full of unknowns, but we are ready. Courage, empathy, and intelligence will guide us. We are capable of greatness." Jean nodded. "Yes. And we will meet whatever comes with open hearts and clear minds. The comet has taught us that trust and action together can change everything." As night fell over Earth, the comet's trail slowly disappeared, but its presence remained in the hearts and minds of all who had witnessed it. Humanity had learned an invaluable lesson. Listening, understanding, and acting with courage could make the universe a little smaller, a little kinder, and a little more connected. Jean and her team looked at the stars, knowing that the comet would continue its journey, carrying the story of humanity's courage across the galaxy. And deep inside, they knew that wherever the universe held life in need, humanity would be ready to rise, act, and help.